I really haven't been over near my church since these disgusting historical resources, according to the law, were illegally turned into low-income housing by Miguel, but I think we had the final say. At least we got the Armenian flag up there. So, all in all, are we happy? No, but at least he was forced to kind of make mention of the neighborhood being the home of where Armenians had to live because they couldn't live north of here prior to 1964. So today was our annual blessing of the grapes. It's been going on for 100 years. Everybody's just now leaving. It was really a nice time. But so far, we're keeping an eye on it. No trouble. Of course, it's Miguel's buddies that all live here. The ones he always finds low-income housing for and reduce PG&E bills for him. And of course, in exchange for that, they perform for him, right? Perform for him at City Council and in front of Tower Theater and all their other little protests they do. So right here is the oldest Armenian bakery in the United States of America. Oldest operating Armenian bakery, still in operation. Just celebrated its 100th year last year. It's called Valley Bakery, Valley Lavash, home of the original cracker bread. Because they used to make their lavash bread so they could store it in their basements of these beautiful homes. And they were stored in like barrels. And then it was always my dad's job when he was a kid to go get it. And then they'd wet it and make it more pliable. So here it is. To give you guys a brief history, these homes were moved from other parts of Armenian town on this plot, historical plot, as historical resources by court order in 2008. Because of disrepair, during COVID, Miguel pretty much let them all burn down and everything else, as well as Chinatown. He let those burn down, and then they ended up being, part of the area ended up being Monarch housing. So it says Fresno was founded in 1872 by the Central Pacific Railroad. The 3 restored residential buildings located on this site were constructed between 1898 and 1908 in Fresno's parent grid and provides homes for the multi-ethnic populace. By the First World War, 10,000 Armenians had settled in Fresno. A 60-block Armenian town developed here between the 2 world wars due to part in the restrictive covenants at the time that precluded settlement in other parts of the city. These 3 remaining homes, the Valley Lavash Bakery and the Old Holy Trinity Church, 1914, which is a National Historical Registry, located across the street, are now but fragments of this once extensive neighborhood. Writer and artist William Soroyan grew up 2 blocks away. Originally 5 residents were located in this parcel from adjacent blocks as part of the old Armenian Town Project. Armenian Town Project, CUP, which was thrown out the window by Miguel so he could move his friends in here. And it just goes on to talk about the fire and everything else. But so, again, we still at least have that, and we have the flag. But I think these people know they're not welcome here. Yeah, it's pretty nice that they get to live here. They have to just put up with our parties, too, at our church and everything else. So my grandmother lived over here on O Street. It's now an empty lot. They took her home under eminent domain for the purpose of the freeway, okay, on O Street, only to leave it blank, which gives me first right of refusal to come back and buy that lot as her heir. So, as we know, government always doesn't work in the best interest of the people. They work in the best interest of their friends, the developers, and their own pocketbook. And that's pretty much Miguel, but they'll be done with him soon enough. His days in politics are over. He will not be getting elected to anything, but it's the damage he's doing in between. So they do have electrical entrance. They have parking in the back. But since these were supposed to be historical resources, there never was a garage, put in here. So they just park in the back. So, one good thing is it has driven out some of the homeless. I did see a few of them earlier walking through Santa Clara from the O Street. Now, supposedly we're supposed to get a visitor center right over there. And that'll be the Vartanian home. And supposedly it's going to be right there where my grandmother's house was. So, and they've already got it fenced off. So you'll be seeing that soon, that it's going to be moved here. And of course, Tom Richards has got all of his crap here. There you go, another out-of-town carpetbagger trying to make money. And he don't want nothing to do with no historic neighborhood, because with that comes restrictions. So developers want to grab and do as they please. He's Mr. High-Speed Rail too. You know, the gift that keeps giving. I think the last count they wanted another $9 billion. So yeah, he says he's just storing it here, but I don't fucking believe him. I think they're all liars. Okay, that's it. So good news, bad news. Like I said, we have it. It's pretty well being kept up. It was a lie that he took it under the premise he did, and then got low-income housing money to rehabilitate it. If he had been taking care of our history, which is the responsibility of our city council and our mayor, and our safety and our health, our history, all of that should be their responsibility, not weaponizing the city attorney's office for landlord-tenant disputes. And what's the other division they just opened up? Oh, that's right, employer-employee wage disputes. So it looks pretty nice all in all, but it's really not the original vision.